The Lockdown Board Meetings 2020. Written by Martin Hesketh. Read by Derek Johnston. Beardy's Misunderstanding. 12th Lockdown Board Meeting, Wednesday, 1st of April 2020. In attendance, me, Chair. Spud II, Head of Cat Department. Spencer, Head of Bigger Dog Department. Ada, Head of Smaller Dog Department. Horny Frank, Head of Horny Rabbit Department. Beardy, Head of Not So Horny Rabbit Department. Apologies, none. Call to order 0600 hours. 1. There were sufficient members for a quorum. 2. Minutes of previous meeting approved. 3. Business from last meeting, none. 4. Statement from the Chair. Mr. Trump stated that there would be painful weeks ahead, so that's not good. Boris's mate Michael admitted that the country had to go further and faster to increase testing, so that's interesting. Boris's other mate Matt is urging hospitals to do much more, so that's interesting too. 5. Announcement from the Chair. The Chair thanked Spud for his help yesterday and said it was a job well done. The Chair was glad that he and the stakeholders made the right choice. 6. Business updates. 6.1. Spud. Spud thanked the Chair for the opportunity and hoped he sorted the tax issue. The Chair stated he did sort the tax out, so that was good. Spud also said that during his watch, Rosie's visit was not quite sorted out yet, due to a few technical problems. Horny Frank stated that in his defence, the valuable lessons he gave to Beardy were technically correct, and he can't understand why Beardy couldn't carry those techniques forward and use them productively during Rosie's visit, even if a few minor adjustments were required. Beardy stated that he had done everything he was taught during the valuable lessons. He also stated that any potential minor adjustments should have been made clear in advance of Rosie's visit. 6.2. Ada. Ada argued that it's hard to train somebody who eats their own doo-doo. Horny Frank stated that there's no need to get personal. Beardy's eating habits have nothing to do with his lack of ability in sorting out Rosie's visit. Beardy thanked Horny Frank and stated that he has a dodgy belly and sometimes needs to eat things a couple of times over, sometimes even 3 times over. Ada argued that it's still weird and that she would rather starve than eat her own doo-doo. 6.3. Horny Frank. Horny Frank stated that he probably needs to adjust the valuable lesson plan for the valuable lessons. Horny Frank added that Beardy just took his valuable lessons literally and suggested that Beardy might be on the spectrum. Horny Frank reiterated that he said it before and he'll say it again. He needs to be in there with Beardy to point out the pitfalls, show him the nooks and crannies in real time. Look on the bright side, at least it wasn't a timing issue this time, replied Ada. Ada suggested that maybe during the valuable lessons they should reverse roles, because that would be a valuable lesson worth watching. Horny Frank stated that he also has a kitchen door policy, which will never be relaxed. 6.4. Spencer. Spencer suggested that maybe Horny Frank is right and he should be allowed into the main hutch, purely on a consulting basis of course, with no crossing of swords, but only to point Beardy in the direction of the cranny. The Chair argued that it would be far too risky. The stakeholder would be extremely unhappy with the type of result should it go wrong. Beardy just needs better valuable lessons which take into consideration Beardy's special needs. Spencer stated that he watched both the valuable lessons and the Rosie visit, and Beardy was doing exactly the same thing both times. Ada suggested that maybe diagrams could prove useful, especially of the nooks and crannies. 6.5. Beardy. Beardy stated that he could assure everyone that his failure with Rosie's visit wasn't because he's on the spectrum, nor was it because he eats his own doo-doo. He just ever so slightly misunderstood the context. He is now aware of the discrepancy and does not need any more valuable lessons ever again. Beardy added that he now has a good understanding of nooks and crannies, and doesn't need diagrams either. Beardy also stated that although the stakeholder wouldn't be happy with Rosie's visit at the moment, Rosie was in fact reasonably happy with the visit, from her point of view that is. That was of course Beardy's point of view at the time, which was pretty much low down, chin on the ground and eyes forward. The chair stated that the stakeholder takes priority, and as much as we have to appreciate Rosie's visit from Rosie's point of view, which should have been Beardy's point of view in the first place, we should continue with Rosie's visit and get it right this time. 7. Other business, none.